Ever looked at a map and wondered what's in those big, empty spaces? Well, what if I told you that not every city can be found on a map? In fact, some cities were intentionally hidden, erased from public view as if they never existed at all. These are the secret cities, and their story is one of the most fascinating and chilling chapters of the 20th century. So, what exactly were these secret cities? During the Cold War, superpowers like the Soviet Union and the United States were locked in a tense arms race. To gain an edge, they needed places to develop top-secret technology, especially nuclear weapons and advanced military hardware. It was too risky to do this work out in the open. The solution: build entire cities in remote, isolated locations, and then pretend they weren't there. These places weren't given names you'd find on a map, like Moscow or New York. Instead, they were given cryptic code numbers, like Arzamas 16 or Chelyabinsk 70. They were surrounded by barbed wire fences, guarded by soldiers, and their very existence was a state secret. To the outside world, these thriving communities of scientists, engineers, and their families simply did not exist. Imagine growing up in a place you couldn't tell anyone about. Life inside these secret cities was a strange paradox. On one hand, residents enjoyed a quality of life far better than the average citizen. They had access to better housing, higher salaries, and stores stocked with goods that were scarce everywhere else. It was a reward for their important and dangerous work, but this comfort came at a steep price: total isolation and constant surveillance. Every letter you sent or received was censored. You couldn't just decide to leave for a weekend trip. All travel was strictly controlled and required special permission. Your neighbors were also your colleagues, and everyone was watched. The state needed to ensure its secrets were kept, and that meant sacrificing personal freedom for national security. It was a gilded cage, a comfortable prison where the walls were invisible but always felt. But what happened when things went wrong? Given the nature of the work, dealing with nuclear materials and experimental weapons, disasters were not just a possibility, but a terrifying reality. If a major accident occurred, like a radiation leak or an explosion, the government's response was swift and ruthless. The priority wasn't just to contain the damage, but to contain the information. The entire city could be shut down, residents would be evacuated, often with little notice, and relocated. Then, the process of erasure would begin. Buildings might be demolished and buried. Official records would be altered or destroyed. The land itself would be scrubbed clean, and any evidence that thousands of people had once lived and worked there would be meticulously wiped away. A city of ghosts, forgotten on purpose. Even today, the legacy of these secret cities endures. While the Cold War is over, some of these closed cities still exist, operating under new names, but with the same level of secrecy. They continue to be centers for nuclear research and military development. You can't just drive up and visit. Access is strictly by invitation or special permit only. They remain hidden in plain sight, a reminder of a time when entire communities could be built, populated, and then erased from history. And officially, on many maps of the world, they still don't exist. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more dives into the world's hidden histories.